Hello Brian, this is the start of what I think is going to be a fairly long and arduous journey for both of us. So we've got yours pretty much ready to lift now and have found lots and lots of problems that I think some are going to be harder to fix than others may be. So there's the chassis rust that we know about, and I'll get some video of that when we get this up in the air. But we've got several other issues that may or may not cause us grief. We're yet to see. Where this has obviously had bodywork in the past, the body front end hasn't gone on totally straight, I don't think. And we've got a measurement of about a ½ inch difference either side. And it's lots and lots of silly things that I think might cause us problems. Like when you look at these bonnet hinges, for example, there's a whole bunch of shims under here to raise the back of the hinge up, obviously to get the front of the bonnet down. The hinges have been slotted out to buggery to give more adjustment on the hood, and it's the same on the other side. And if you look, this bonnet hinge has been slotted as well. Well, the general rule of thumb on getting a front end square is that the measurement between the rear bolt here and the corner of the hood aperture is the same on both sides, and on this one we're about a ½ inch out. So it's obviously everything's been made to fit the crooked chassis, and like I said to you on the phone, our concern is that when we put a straight chassis on this, we're going to wind up with fitment issues on the front end. But if it's minor, then we can get around it. And with the best will in the world, these cars weren't that square anyway from factory. It's very seldom that you see one which is perfect, so you do have a bit of leeway here and there. There's other issues as well around the front end, with things like grille fitment. None of the grills used their proper attaching points. It was all very Mickey Mouse. The license plate was held on with this bit of bent steel, which is untidy. We'll sort that out. The other problem we've got is that when you look up here, the headlight frames have got a little extender between the front end metalwork and the headlight frame itself, and I think that maybe later headlight frames have been used which are shorter here, because the later cars have that cut out by the bumper, and I think they've been extended to accommodate that, which is not ideal, but it is what it is, and I think you probably live with them again. I don't know that you go to the expense of changing headlight frames just to put that right. See how you feel. There are various bits of bodywork that are unbonded. If you grab the fender, you can kind of move it out there. And I haven't tried this one, but certainly on the other side, the grille was bonded into place, so that can't be removed. Lots and lots of little things, some not very nice repairs around the inner fender that will maybe get dealt with. But it was just the whole, squareness around the front end that we were more concerned about. But we'll see. I think it will become more apparent when we actually get the body off. I don't think there's anything around the engine that has really, jumped out as been grossly wrong or anything like that. The wiper motor is not looking in great shape, but I see you've got another one of those, so that will go on. The hood support was a bit bent, so we'll change that as well. We've got some of your front end metalwork down here, and if you like this one as an example, you see it's this hole here is where the front bumper bolt should go through, and they've had to drill another one here to allow the bumper bolt to hit the bumper. So it's that kind of thing that I'm talking about, just a little bit each way. And this front bumper support had a load of shims between it here, and they'd also put a bent old wheel alignment shim in there, which is this thing, to lift the front end up some because the nose support rod was missing. But we'll put all that right as piece and part of this job. We've got some rust in the rear in number 3 body mount just in here. It's more obvious on the other side. Look at this brake line. I mean, that is truly awful, isn't it? It staggers me that no one can seem to put these brake lines on these cars correctly. Rear body mount cups are missing here. Again, that's no big deal. All the bumper holes are not very nice and cracked. And you know, on this side that bumper hole isn't very nice. This side is the worst. There's some damage on the trading arm here where it's kind of split apart a little bit, and it's in this trading arm, this number 3 body mount that is showing the most signs of rot. So we've cut the fiberglass panel off just to give us a bit easier access in there, and I've ordered a new one for this. And this will need some quite extensive repair. There's little or nothing holding this body mount on, and in fact there it is, all wobbling around in there. So that's a pretty mean repair to have to do, but it is what it is. Seatbelt runner's not attached there, rear body mount cup's not on, you know, the usual bits of nastiness. So what I'll do, I'll get this up in the air, and I'll get some from underneath, and we'll just go through the bits of rust on the chassis. Won't be a second.